Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah. Shivaya Namah.
Good evening and welcome to Satsang with John David from the Open Sky House in Hittorf in Germany. And you're very welcome to come through into the studio from your computer, from your phone. You can do this with Skype, and the Skype address is Meeting John David. And you can ask John David a question, have a dialogue with him. He can see you then here in the studio on the monitor. And if you like to meet John David for a longer time, you're very welcome to join one of the summer retreats. There is a retreat in Ukraine, in the Open Sky House near Kiev, in Tripilya. And this is from the 20th of July until beginning of August. And then there is a retreat from the 16th of August until the 1st of September in Denia, in Spain, directly at the Mediterranean coast, near Valencia. There is also an open sky house with a beautiful garden, a beautiful pool. And information about these two beautiful retreats you find on the website www.johndavidsatsang.international. And if you like to visit the Open Sky House, meet the community, you can come either to our open weekend, which is from the 12th to the 14th of July. We have a celebration weekend with many workshops, a concert, satsang, and other great events. Everybody is welcome, everything is for free, you even can stay here for free. Or you can come at any time as a volunteer, join the daily life here, you can come as a guest. And information about this you find on the website www.openskyhouse.international. Okay, thank you and enjoy the satsang.
Welcome to satsang. So the jokes are so good I couldn't choose, so we get 5 jokes tonight.
Wow. Are you going to promote it?
Yeah, you're getting... 4 monks agreed to meditate in silence for a week and to not speak a single word. On the first day, they all maintained silence. But as darkness fell, the flame of their candle began to flicker. "Oh, the flame is going out," said one monk. "We should not speak a single word," said the second monk. "Why do you two speak?" asked the third monk. "Hey, I'm the only one who didn't talk," said the fourth monk. For his 70th birthday, one of his students gave the Zen master a big box with a ribbon around it. When the master opened the box, he found that there was nothing inside. "Ah," he exclaimed, "just what I wanted." A truth seeker went to an ashram and asked how long it would take him to gain enlightenment if he joined the ashram. 10 years, said the master. "Well, how about if I work really, really hard and double my effort?" 20 years. One Zen student said, "My teacher is the best. He can go days without eating." The second said, "My teacher has so much self-control, he can go days without sleep." The third said, "My teacher is so wise that he eats when he's hungry and sleeps when he's tired." A woman calls the Buddhist monastery. "Could you please come to my house for a blessing?" "Sorry," said the monk, "I'm busy." "What are you doing?" "I'm doing nothing," replied the monk. So the next day the woman phones again. "Can you please come today to my house for a blessing?" "Sorry," said the monk, "I'm busy." "And what are you doing?" "I'm doing nothing," replied the monk. "But that was what you were doing yesterday," said the woman. "Correct," replied the monk. "I'm not finished yet." Well, we're going to spend the next 2 days absolutely quiet, absolutely quiet. So would anybody like to come and talk now? Open invitation. Maybe it's a nice chance to catch up a bit. I haven't seen a lot of you for some time. Marco's had a haircut, I think. Have you got a secret?
No, I watched the satsang the last one.
Yeah.
And I...
Can you take a bit closer?
And I very much like this idea of the silent island is called?
I'm calling it, what am I calling it? Vipassana Island.
Vipassana Island, okay.
Yeah, because, Vipassana is a sort of classic 10-day, quiet sitting. And I want to offer this also, maybe later this year or next year. I want to offer these 10-day sittings. But of course, many people are too busy to go for 10 days to do nothing. So I thought to do an intensive weekend is very nice. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy. Yeah.
I did it. I did the 10 days retreat back in 2009,
Ah, okay.
and it was very nice.
And you stayed the whole 10 days?
Yes, yes. We were locked in.
Locked in?
Yes,
good. Right.
They told us at the beginning, either you go now or you stay. So it was
And how many days did it take before it got really nice?
3-4 days.
3-4 days,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was tough to sit so long,
Right, right.
but then it became better and better.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Good. So you're looking rather good, actually.
Yes. Glad to be here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And where are your kids now? They still in Russia, or did they come back?
No, they're in Russia at the moment. Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, situation complicated.
Right. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, hello. We've had an amazing week with the house story.
Oh, I didn't know.
I know, I thought I should tell you and tell everybody because we were invited to buy this house more than a year ago, and for different reasons, nothing really was happening. It was like I didn't really feel like a clear decision, and I didn't really know how we can do it. Shanti gave us hours of advice, but when we actually approached the bank didn't seem very interested, and blah, blah, blah. So basically, we let it go for quite a while. And last week, the landlord of this house, he arrived for a meeting, and he told us, I have 2 people who want to buy the house. I'd like you to leave next year. So I told him, well, actually, we won't leave until next year. But anyway, it was very interesting, because then out of that kind of energetic moment, we then went to a very good lawyer. Indira's very clever at finding really good people. And so we've gone to this very nice guy who's also a very hot lawyer. And he's now written to our landlord on our behalf saying, you know, we won't be leaving before the 24th. Which is very interesting, because when we decided to send this letter, I hadn't realized that he has to tell every buyer about that letter. There's a legal obligation, apparently. You have to tell the people about this letter, that there are tenants, you know. So, of course, anybody who wants to buy this house, if they know they've got tenants for 5 more years, probably not going to happen. Is that right?
Did you put photos of all of the residents?
Yeah, maybe we should do a.
Follow-up.
But anyway, it's very interesting. And then we came to see that actually we're not getting anywhere because we don't understand, you know. So then we decided to have to find a kind of business house buying expert, you know, to help us. And today we had 2 meetings with 2 very good guys who could help us how to buy the house. And it's very interesting, because one of them knew the people working in a bank that we had asked for money. And we had the impression that the guy, the second guy, yeah, that he wasn't really in for that job and wasn't really interested. And sure enough, we were told today how that guy actually doesn't work there anymore. You know? Anyway, so it's very interesting to watch how that suddenly it's become a really alive topic. because I can see that with this legal protection, we're in a very strong position to get the house for a reasonable price. So anyway, that's the end of the party political, legal and political broadcast. And what have you been up to?
Not much. I didn't come here with the topic. I just wanted to come sit with you. And
But you're busy creating a new life?
not much has changed in the past week since we met in the retreat.
No?
Only that I have a dog, which kind of keeps me
You have a
sleepless.
dog?
A dog, yeah.
Oh, that's a strong thing.
Yeah. So, but I mean, what I can say about having a dog is that kind of it acts like a mirror, as you always say, with the animals.
Dog.
It's currently a little dog getting very big.
Oh, really? Wow.
So it will be, yeah. And but what I could see maybe, because I had to stay up a lot at night and I wasn't sleeping very much, then I really noticed how like old habits and structures came up all at once. I was like back to -10. That's what I felt. It's like, okay, I've never been that worse in a way. So, and I could watch it, but at the same time I couldn't get out of it. It was very funny.
It's like a storm coming.
It's like a storm, and you can see it, and you are aware in a way. But yeah, I couldn't. And then suddenly it's over. So I don't know why, but
I mean, you probably experienced something like that this weekend.
yeah.
It seemed to be that people went for long periods quite absolutely quiet, and then something kind of like a little storm comes.
Mm-hmm. And I thought maybe sometimes the storm comes when situations are similar to what you experienced in the past. Like this being sleepless had last happened when my daughter was born, which was not an easy time for me. And now I could really see it's like, okay, I didn't do much. I had to get up and walk the dog. It's really nothing special. You take them out, right? But inside, it started more than was kind of appropriate to the situation. And then I got pissed off with myself for not being able to get out there. And then I could also see, oh, I want to make it right, huh? So, and that, I don't know.
By that time you were lost.
No, I think it only got better when I told my family. I was like, I'm kind of, I'm just in a really pissed off, bad mood, and don't take me serious because it's just a storm going on.
Right.
And,
Well, that means that you're quite aware about all that. Yeah? By the sound of it, you can watch what's happening. And we can watch without judgment. I mean, that's, in a way, one of the important things to remember this weekend, that you're just a watcher. You're not the judge. You're not there to say, oh, that's not good, that's good. You're just watching as an innocent bystander. Something passes by. Just watch. And then the whole energy is much more loving, actually. It's much more kind of kind. Yeah. Because, we so easily judge ourselves, yeah? We're incredibly strong at self-judgments. So this is also a nice exercise that, we can watch when those self-judgments start ticking over.
And what I could also feel is that then really the heart closes down. I don't know, I have tendencies then that get really aggressive, or I know the opposite feeling as well, but I think when you have such a storm, then also you don't practice, so I didn't meditate very often, I didn't sing what I usually do. It's like, no, I don't have time for that. So you go back to...
Right,
Go.
Yeah, and it happens quite quickly.
Yeah. And for nothing, I mean, nothing has really happened in life, so it must be something very old. That's what I felt. If it really, I don't know, has a feeling of grabbing you, then something is not real. It's like a mind storm.
I don't want to get you too excited, guys, but in the past, when we've done this island, on 2 different occasions, we had to get a bucket and somebody was vomiting into a bucket. So it was pretty dramatic to show us that really we carry a lot inside. Yeah. But I'm not sure that anybody's going to need a bucket, but we have a supply of buckets just in case.
So
You can choose a red bucket or a blue bucket.
with the blindfold. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. Well, I think you're actually observing very well, and that's really good.
So I have to find the exit door though when the
No, you don't have to do anything.
No.
You just watch.
nothing to do.
No, you don't have to do anything. You have to realize that it's all being done to you in every moment. It's all happening, if you like, through you or to you or from you. Actually, the correct word is from you.
So
You don't have to do anything. This is what's absolutely amazing. But of course, that's even these very intelligent, clear, very spiritual guys here tonight. They still have the idea they have to do something.
because that would make it so much. You think
You
it's
feel
easier.
like you made a bit of effort or something.
Yeah,
A
then-
little bit of effort, so I deserve to get something.
And then I'm busy. I don't have to deal with the shit, right? Because I can do something, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we get the do nothing treat this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I have to organise it, because I don't think otherwise you wouldn't maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, good.
Thank you.
Resistant.
What's that?
Resistant. Resistant?
Oh,
Resistance.
I thought you said you're my assistant. I mean, my assistant and resistance is similar. My assistant. I thought, you come to offer your services.
Absolutely. Always.
So do you still feel resistant?
Yeah,
Yeah?
it came first up when I saw you in satsang and you were telling about the island, and I said,
But you
And then-
love sitting quietly with a blindfold on. You're one of the
This is-
masters.
It's normally, it was something very tough for me even to sit for half an hour
Yeah,
before it's becoming better.
yeah.
But something, I guess something was deeply scaring me. I don't know what. So I'm absolutely curious, and I'm very openly resisting, or resistant and then open.
Don't
and
worry,
both.
we've got a red bucket and a blue bucket ready for you.
That's the best thing about the weekend.
Get
Yes.
2 buckets. So
I really can't wait to choose.
anyway, yeah. We'll keep an eye on you, don't worry.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah. It was so touching last weekend. So touching. And also, at a couple of minutes, these little girls came into the room and sat on, we have a couch there. And the energy was so quiet that they also completely quiet. They sat like little statues. So also, I never experienced them like that. It was amazing. Yeah. So I think we're going to have a nice weekend. Yeah, for the 3-year-olds here. Yeah. Don't leave.
No, absolutely.
I mean, I would just say that, if anything does, in fact, a bit strong happen, then I'm always available to come and we can have a little talk outside. So you don't have to, if you feel some fear, for example, we'll always have somebody in the room, and you can always get some assistance, and they can always call to me. So, yeah. I can't take your blindfold off. Anastasia, would you like to come and tell me about your first week? Yes, come on, come on. We're all waiting to hear. Come on. Yes. Right?
I speak too much.
No, you haven't spoken anything. Come and speak on the camera. You've been here a whole week. You can tell us some, or maybe you translate for Anna. Ask Anna if she, ask Anna if she would like to talk to me, and then you come and translate for her. Yeah. Okay, Arthur. So Arthur, can you ask her if she'd like to come and talk? Yeah. Arthur, yeah. Is it real hair?
What?
So, Anna, you've been here in the community for 8 or 9 days now, 10 days maybe. And you've been living before in Kiev, but you travel quite a lot.
Ты уже 10 дней в коммуне, живешь в Киеве, много путешествуешь.
Normal laut sprechen, nicht leise.
Das ist das Beste als Kindheit.
So now you've been here some time. You have some impressions or some comments about what you discovered here for you?
После твоего времени здесь, какие у тебя первые впечатления, что ты для себя открыла?
Ну, прежде всего я хочу поблагодарить Джона Дэвида за приглашение.
First of all, I'd like to thank John David for the invitation.
Это очень необычный и удивительный опыт для меня впервые в жизни, так чтобы жить в коммуне, в обществе с людьми, единомышленниками.
This is an unusual experience for me. It's the first time for me to live with people in a community, in a spiritual community with other people, so close.
И только после 10 дней какого-то времени проживания понимаешь, насколько это действительно глубоко пустить людей в свой мир, чужих людей. Ну, с одной стороны, единомышленников, но все равно в этот мир пустить других людей. И за это я чувствую огромную благодарность всем, кто нас принял, и каждый день с нами с утра до вечера.
It took me 10 days to understand to feel how deep it actually is to let the people in, even if they have the same goal and the same kind of way of thinking, how intense it is. And I'm very grateful for all the people and to the experience here.
Я по профессии психолог и работала долгое время журналистом и продюсером на ток-шоу работала, писала. У меня огромный опыт общения с людьми, и поэтому я могу глубоко оценивать и видеть, насколько Джон Дэвид неординарная личность, действительно духовный лидер, который не просто об этом заявляет, как сейчас модно, может быть, в тренде, учить просветлению, медитации, и много тренеров, как йоги, так и медитации.
I am a psychologist and I've worked as a journalist and worked in movies and I've always worked with people and I'm quite good to understand people and see what's inside. And I see John David, you as as a very good spiritual teacher. Then I'm lost.
И в Украине сейчас очень, ну, можно сказать, популярная, и много людей ищут путь познания себя, развиваться, разными путями идут. При этом то умение, тот опыт, это чувство любви, самое главное, заботы, которые есть у Джона Дэвида, это уникальный дар, или как это назвать, уникальное проявление.
So there are many different teachers, also in Ukraine, many different styles of work, and you have a very unique way of teaching and leading.
What is that?
Very...
What is that?
Опиши еще раз,
I'd like to know what
потому
my
что я не могу
unique way
запомнить. Опиши еще раз, как ты описала, как он, как учитель.
Ну, наверное, правильно сказать, если социальными словами, очень мудрый, глубокий, знающий учитель.
So very wise, deep, and knowledgeable, knowing.
Of course, of course.
Вот.
You would like to stay longer?
Да, и мне искренне хотелось бы, чтобы действительно больше людей узнали о вас, о вашей деятельности. Мы надеемся, что так и случится. Больше людей узнали.
People to get to know about you and really hope it will happen.
И от себя огромная благодарность вот за работу с птичками. Я очень полюбила.
Grateful for my work with the birds. I've fallen in love with them.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. It's very interesting, you see, because about I don't know now, 2 months ago maybe I had a meeting in Kiev, and this was in a new place. I'd never given a meeting there before. It's a very nice new room, and I don't exactly know what happened, but anyway, Anna appeared in the room, not really to join the meeting, but she seemed to be taking photographs. And then after some time she joined the circle, yeah. And since that time she's been very active.
Очень интересно произошло. 2 месяца назад я был в Киеве и устраивал встречу в новом месте, где каким-то образом оказалась Анна, чтобы не участвовать, а фотографировать. Но в какой-то момент она присоединилась к нашему кругу, и после этого с этого момента она была очень активной.
Я хочу сказать, что в последнее время в жизни просто руководствуюсь ощущениями и ощущаю большое тепло, любовь от Джона, и словами это не объяснить, не передать. Поэтому и в коммуне я чувствую тоже от всех такое тепло, участие, и уже полюбилась, все полюбились.
I've learned to trust my feelings in the recent times, in the last times, and I feel a warmth and love coming from you and from the people of the community.
Good. Okay.
Thank you.
Would Anastasia like to come now, or you wouldn't? Ah, I see a little resistance. We'll soon deal with that. This is your only chance to talk this weekend. Well, no, that's not true. We'll talk together on Sunday evening. Oh, it's only 8:45. Come on, guys. Otherwise I'll have to start talking about something.
I have a spontaneous question, actually.
Ah,
I've just finished the book Papaji Amazing Grace,
right.
where you interview different students of Papaji, different times. And, I was wondering, they have really very, very different stories, many of them having several teachers through their lives, and also not only learning from the teachers, from the ashrams, also just learning from life. From the stories, the way they told the stories, it's obvious they are pretty special and, in a sense, very free. So I was wondering, do you have any kind of aspects how you rate anyone being free or enlightened? And how do you consider the community on that scale?
There are some things you just can't talk about. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I think there was about 15 people, 16 people maybe I interviewed. And all of them had what you can call, apparently what you can call self-realization. They'd all had, sitting with Papaji in the meetings, they'd all had some very big opening, which everybody could feel because we got very used to feeling when that happened. And it happened, there are periods when it happened twice a day or something. It was really amazing. Anyway, so, I mean, you would sense that, and then Papaji would always invite the person the next day to talk from truth. And nobody could say anything. And sitting there in the audience, I had this nice idea that maybe I could get them to talk, if I interviewed them. So this is what I was trying to do in those interviews. I was trying to get them to talk about something which you can't really talk about, but maybe you can kind of point towards it. I mean, one of the things that I remember about that book is that it's almost in every story there was some kind of magic. I'm just thinking of one Dutch man. He had never married, and he was quite a high executive in an international company. And one day he saw his mother reading one of Osho's books. So he then borrowed the book, and it wasn't long before he was going in Brussels, he was going to the Osho Center and doing all the meditations. Yeah? And he was a very straightforward, black shoes, white shirt kind of guy. And then he decided, okay, I have to go to Osho's ashram. So he told his bigger boss, he told him, I'm quitting. And the company liked him so much, they were trying to get him not to quit, but to take a 1-year sabbatical. And he didn't want, he wanted to completely quit. And with this, some sort of strong intuition that, if I go to India now, there's going to be something happening, yeah? So anyway, he went and spent some time with Osho, and he also went to Sri Lanka to a Buddhist monastery, I think it was. And then, of course, I met him when he came to visit Papaji. And I was there in the room when he kind of really went. It was really amazing because he was a very humble man. And when this thing happened, Papaji pulled him up onto he used to sit on a platform, pulled him up onto the platform next to him. And this guy was completely like, I don't know how to describe, really, yeah. And he said, I would have missed it. So he was saying basically he would have missed his own moment, his own moment of realization, because it's so simple. He could say it was so simple, you see, because he's a very humble guy. And I had to chase him before he let me do the interview, because he didn't really want to do the interview. And years later I met him when the book came out, because it took me more than 10 years to do this book. And when it finally came out, I tracked him down near Amsterdam. We had a lunch together. And yeah, he was a very simple man, living in a small cottage in the countryside. But somehow when I think back to those stories, I think almost every story has some kind of moment when there's some unlikely kind of happening, maybe from a direction you wouldn't expect. And then the whole thing clearly is going in the path. You have to go on this path somehow. So what that is really interesting, I think.
So there is no rating, there are no like hard facts to say, okay, this is a very good sign someone is actually free or enlightened. And do I have any of them? I mean, that's the whole question.
He's a doctor, he'd like to have my diagnostic now. You have to do some very expensive tests. Okay, in our basement we have some machines and they're very expensive, but if you put out all that money, we'll test you and then you get a report. I mean, it's kind of things that maybe are not what you would normally, like, for example, somebody who's particularly quiet and doesn't really engage, yeah? And you can feel they have some kind of cloud of silence around them. So that would be quite a good sign, I would say. And probably they laugh a lot. I mean, most of you would know the Dalai Lama, this Tibetan leader. And he's an amazing guy. When he's interviewed, he'll deal with all kind of serious subjects, but he's always chuckling and, chuckling basically. I call it chuckling, not exactly laughing, but kind of laughing that never stops, yeah? Like he just sees the world as being really funny, really, wow, this is happening and that's happening, and all you can do is really laugh, So this is another sign, I think. I don't think it works if you wouldn't be serious. I mean, look at it. How can it be serious, you see? So I mean, laughter is definitely part of it. Yeah. So how many stars shall we give him out of 10? He's a pretty good boy. I'd give him maybe 7, we reckon. Is that reasonable?
Well, I'm happy tonight, so.
Yeah. I think you deserve 7 stars. Yeah. After the weekend, we'll reassess things.
Did anyone ever get 10 stars from you?
10? No, that's impossible. Unfortunately, only I have 10 stars. What to do? Yeah.
Is 7 the highest you have ever given?
Well, 7 is doing pretty good, actually. Yeah, I would say. Yeah. You're in the first league, the first league.
I think that's a perfect end for me.
Oh, we're having a lot of fun tonight. Come on, somebody else has to come and talk to me, otherwise. Sure, yeah. So you were here last weekend, yeah?
Yes.
And you come back for another blindfolded.
Yes. No, I'm an actor, not a watcher.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
But this week, many things go on of this energy of last week.
Yeah.
And but today there is so much resistance over the day.
Oh, really?
I had so much heart beating when I drive here.
Really?
Oh.
Okay, 3 buckets for her. She also needs the yellow one.
But when I enter the house and sit in the group, it kind of calmed down, and now it's okay, and ich freue mich drauf. I'll be happy to do it. Someone says when there is much resistance, then you must go there.
Yeah,
and so I say I will go.
It's a kind of energy that's blocked,
Yes.
sort of blocked energy, and of course if you go to that, and then it releases, and then there's more flow happening.
Yes, yes. I know the awareness always have no problems. When I have problems, then it's the ego. So I say the ego must stay, must look.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions, if I.
Sure.
I have read your book, and you told about the silver and the gold medal, but you don't explain it. I don't know what you mean with that. And the second question is, you have told that a person have this open, and after some years they lost it.
Well, they lost contact to it.
They lost contact.
To it. I mean,
but when someone know who he is, how can he lost the contact again?
Well, it's rather surprising, I would say, but it actually does happen. Because we, basically the way I would see it is, we're all, if you like, free. We're all having this beingness, and we all have that. And then on top of that, we have a lot of clouds, which somehow mean we can't look through to our beingness. So we're not so aware about it, even though it's anyway functioning, but we maybe don't have an awareness, because we only have an awareness of the clouds. And so when we start really looking, then sometimes we see the content of the cloud. We were talking to somebody about a storm, that suddenly there's a storm, that cloud starts to make a storm, and then you can maybe see what's going on there. And by just being aware about it and understanding that, often it just disappears. Just disappears. And so your fear about coming here is because you have the fear, you're going to meet the devil, and the vats of burning oil will be waiting for you, and you have all this fear that
Yes, I'm a 6. I have much fear.
But probably none of that is going to happen. You see,
No.
in fact, so
I'm safe. I know. In the end, I'm safe. There's nothing.
There's only a cushion. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
We're giving out teddy bears as well tonight.
Yes, the teddy bears are very good. And the silver and gold medal, what does it mean?
Well, silver and gold medal was probably me encouraging people to not give up, and to make it a big priority in their life. And I was probably saying, if you make a big priority in your life and you don't give up, you'll get the gold medal. And if you give up and run off with a boyfriend or a girlfriend or such crimes, then you probably only get the bronze medal or maybe the silver medal you might get, but you wouldn't get the gold medal. So this is somehow what I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it's wonderful to see that this is basically very, very simple. So when you empower yourself with that, yeah, like many of you this weekend will come into maybe hours of just silence, absolute nothingness. And this is extremely beautiful. I was amazed last weekend actually that there were some people I wouldn't particularly have expected, some of the younger ones actually in the community. They were sitting like stone statues for hours. It was very beautiful.
And it was such a beautiful atmosphere.
Yeah. Right.
I want to be in this room when I can the whole time as I can.
Yeah. Sure.
When I go home, I was inside silent and
Peaceful.
yes, it was so much peace. It was so beautiful, and they were so beautiful. Their faces are so beautiful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And their eyes.
Yeah. It's something to look forward to at the end of the sitting. I will make a little movie of you. And it was very beautiful to see how people's faces changed. Almost everybody's face became much kind of softer. Okay, good.
Thank you.
It's a very funny evening tonight. It's still only 9 o'clock. I can't believe it. Somebody's playing with time. Are you going to translate? So the little bird told me that you want to escape from the nest or from the cage.
Ein kleiner Vogel hat mir erzählt, dass du aus dem Käfig oder aus dem Nest entfliehen möchtest.
Maybe.
You've been here 2
Vielleicht.
months now, yeah?
Bist du jetzt
2
2
months?
Monate hier?
Right, right. And what you're experiencing, you see, is all completely natural.
Was du erlebst, das ist vollkommen normal, ganz natürlich.
You know, because when you first came here, it wasn't really clear about you. It wasn't really clear who you were.
Also als du am Anfang hingekommen bist, war ja nicht ganz klar, wer du bist.
And I remember one evening you were pretending to be a mouse, and I could see you're a lion.
Und ich erinnere mich, eines Abends hast du so getan, als ob du eine Maus bist, aber ich konnte sehen, dass du ein Löwe bist.
Is that right?
Stimmt das?
So now you've been here 2 months, you've been moving a little bit from the mouse towards the lion.
Jetzt bist du hier 2 Monate und jetzt bist du so ein bisschen von der Maus, hast du dich in Richtung Löwe bewegt.
But, to be honest, you haven't gone very far on this track yet.
Aber so weit bist du auf diesem Weg ja noch nicht gegangen.
And probably you're in the beginning part where a lot of mud is stirred up.
Und du bist wahrscheinlich so am Anfang des Weges, wo ganz viel Schlamm so aufgewühlt wird.
And so you don't feel very good.
Deswegen fühlst du dich nicht so gut.
Im Gegenteil, ich fühle mich besser wie vorher. Also ich gehe nicht, weil es mir schlecht geht.
It's the opposite. I feel better than at the beginning. I'm not going because I feel bad.
Ah, okay. So you feel good and then you're going.
Also, du fühlst dich gut und deshalb gehst du.
Ah. You've only just arrived, darling. I mean, if you go now, I mean, you've hardly tasted the possibilities.
Also du bist ja erst ganz am Anfang. Also wenn du jetzt gehst, hast du ja kaum die Möglichkeiten überhaupt geschnuppert.
And unfortunately, what happens then in your life, yeah, is that your life continues on, and you give almost no awareness to these inner clouds. And so, of course, as you get older, those clouds are continuing to function. Yeah, I'm not good enough. I'm this. I'm that. All these judgments, they're carrying on working through your whole life.
Und was dann unglücklicherweise passiert, ist, dass diese ganzen Wolken im Grunde dein ganzes Leben lang weitergehen. Die ganzen Urteile zum Beispiel, ich bin nicht gut genug, die werden dein ganzes Leben lang wird es weitergehen.
So, no chance of any real peace.
Keine Möglichkeit, wirklichen Frieden zu erlangen.
I mean, you're very young still.
Du bist ja noch sehr jung.
So for you, you don't have so much awareness about these clouds.
Du bist dir dieser Wolken ja noch nicht so bewusst.
But if you don't deal with it by the time you're 35, 40, 45, these things really affect your life.
Aber wenn du dich denen nicht widmest oder mit denen wirklich umgehst, wenn du dann 35 oder 40 bist, dann werden die wirklich großen Einfluss auf dein Leben haben.
I mean, I don't know much about your family life. I was told that it wasn't so exciting and happy. Is that right? Or?
Ich weiß ja nicht so viel über deine Familie, aber also was ich so mitgekriegt habe, hattest du nicht so eine glückliche Kindheit? Stimmt das?
Teilweise ja, teilweise nein.
Partly yes, partly no.
Also, es sind schlimme Sachen passiert, aber es ist nicht so, dass ich keine schöne Kindheit, also sie war trotzdem schön.
There were horrible things happened, but also I had a happy childhood also.
Okay, that's good.
Ja, ich finde es einfach schön, was ich alles erfahren habe und also ich fühle mich innerlich einfach standhafter wie vorher.
I'm very happy what I experienced here and I feel innerly much stronger than before.
Yeah.
Und manchmal habe ich das Gefühl, dass mich nichts mehr umwerfen kann, auch wenn der Schmerz da ist. Trotzdem habe ich eine Standhaftigkeit.
Sometimes I have the feeling that nothing can really do anything to me. Also when the pain is there, that I really have a strong can stay there.
Und ich freue mich einfach auch, das Leben so zu leben.
And I'm looking forward to just live the life.
Einerseits,
what does it mean, live the life?
Was bedeutet das
Here
Leben
you
zu
don't
leben?
live the life.
Hier lebst du das Leben nicht?
doch, aber anders.
Yes, but differently.
Also, außerhalb habe ich einfach mehr Möglichkeiten.
Was?
Mehr Möglichkeiten außerhalb.
If I'm outside, I have more possibilities.
Aber andererseits kann ich auch den anderen Teil von Freiheit verstehen, weil mir bewusst ist, warum ich auch gehe. Also, ich weiß es nicht wirklich, aber ja, keine Ahnung.
Also I can understand the different part of freedom.
Ja. Ich weiß es nicht wirklich. Also ich habe keine Klarheit momentan, wirklich. Also.
I don't have any clearness at the moment.
Aber das ist okay und ich gucke jetzt einfach, was kommt.
But this is okay and I just look what's coming.
Momentan fühle ich mich eigentlich ganz glücklich damit.
At the moment I feel happy with this.
Well, it's up to you, but you should understand clearly that you've taken a few small steps, And
Also,
you're 23 years old.
Also es liegt an dir, was du machst, aber du solltest auf jeden Fall wissen, dass du erst ganz paar kleine Schritte gemacht hast.
And this means that you can make a lot of mistakes before you're 30. It's okay.
Also du bist ja 23 und das heißt, bis du 30 bist, kannst du ja viele Fehler machen, das ist total okay.
Because 23 is very young to start all these things.
Weil 23 ist ja sehr jung, mit dieser Reise zu beginnen.
So, whatever you decide, whether you're going to stay with us or you go, somehow it's all right.
Und was immer du entscheidest, ob du gehst oder hier bleibst, alles ist okay.
But you should understand you've only really experienced a very small taste.
Aber du solltest auf jeden Fall wissen, dass du erst so ein ganz kleines bisschen geschnuppert hast.
And I can also say that from my point of view, it's a little bit pity because you seem to me to have really a potential because the energy of a lion compared to a mouse is so incredibly different that you have a great potential to transform yourself.
Und ich finde, dass das schade ist, weil die Energie von so einer kleinen Maus und die Energie von einem Löwen ist ja sehr, sehr unterschiedlich. Und du hast offenbar das Potenzial zu einer Transformation.
Ich weiß, ja.
I know.
So, don't choose mouse.
Also wähle nicht die Maus.
It's a little bit difficult to believe that you're choosing anything else, you see.
Es ist ein bisschen schwierig zu glauben, dass du irgendetwas anderes wählst.
Because somehow you haven't been here long enough to make another kind of choice.
Weil du hier noch nicht lange genug bist, um wirklich eine wirkliche Wahl zu treffen.
And you met your family recently for a few days.
Und kürzlich warst du ja ein paar Tage bei deiner Familie.
I think so, yeah.
Mhm.
So deciding to kind of go back and join the family is a bit like also going back and choosing my life, my old life. Yeah?
Also sich zu entscheiden, wieder zurückzugehen zur Familie, ist auch so ein bisschen wie sich für das alte Leben zu entscheiden.
Is it or not?
Don't know.
Well, it feels a bit like that to me. Anyway, you're still here now, so we'll see what happens. Yeah?
Im Augenblick bist du ja noch hier, schauen wir mal, was passiert.
Do you have a plane ticket
Yeah.
already? Does she have a plane ticket?
Hast du schon ein Zugticket? oder ein Flugticket?
Nein.
We had one guy, he left here in the night, so we didn't know he was leaving. And the next thing we got, I don't know what we got. We got something anyway that showed that he was in Thailand. He'd flown from here to Thailand in one night, maybe one day and one night.
Wir hatten mal einen, der ist über Nacht hier verschwunden und am nächsten Tag hat er von Thailand aus angerufen. Der ist von hier aus nachts nach Thailand geflogen.
Not coming back.
Hat gesagt, ich komme nicht zurück.
He did come back actually.
Aber der ist
He did come back.
zurückgekommen.
And he left again a year later.
Ja, das stimmt, er ist zurückgekommen. Ja, später ist er dann aber wieder gegangen.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary place.
Es ist ein sehr angstmachender Ort hier.
Okay. Okay, I think we're going to stop there actually. Thank you.